Don't you hate when things are unfair? When you study for hours and hours for that history test you barely passed, only to find out your friend got a B and you know for a fact that they cheated. When your sister, who never cleans her room, never does her chores, and always messes things up, seems to always get what she wants, while you feel like you hardly ever get what you want. Unfair, right? I could keep going all day. This happens all the time. When I'm scrolling Instagram, I can't count the number of times I've been scrolling, totally happy with my life, minding my own business, watching my friends' stories until I see something that completely deflates me. She went to my favorite vacation spot for the weekend. Wasn't she just there last month? He got to go to the concert I was dying to see, and it's all over his story. His family is still together, which means he doesn't have to change houses every week like I do. And he got the newest phone. Her life is so much better because she has that new car. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can go from feeling good about life to feeling like life isn't great in about 10 seconds. All of a sudden, I'm not just disappointed, I'm really irritated. Nope, it's just not fair. And you know this already. In addition to feeling miserable when we do this, we start to assume that other people have the perfect life. We look at what they put online and then we match it up to what we know is true about our current reality. And when we do that, their life looks better. They look better. We feel less than, and typically when we respond in one of the following ways. Maybe this makes you work harder to achieve goals. Maybe we just stop trying. We play it over and over again in our minds, whether it's anxiety, sadness, jealousy, or motivation. You find yourself unable to think about anything else. No matter how we respond, the result is the same. It feels bad. That's what comparison does. We've all perfected the art of projecting the life we want to others to think we have, even if it doesn't match the life we actually have. And here's why that's crazy. We forget that everybody else is doing the same thing. They're posting their best life, not their real life. Comparison has become such a norm in our culture that most of us don't even realize what we're doing. Listen to how Paul responded to criticism. I'm not sure, but this seems like the ancient tool of sarcasm. Paul clapped back at his critics. Paul is saying, in no uncertain terms, it's absolutely ridiculous to let your behavior and life be based on a comparison to someone else's behavior or life. My mom used to tell me there's always going to be someone who has more than you, and there's always going to be someone who has less. Her point wasn't for me to focus on people who had less so that I'd feel better about myself. There's a principle found in the book of Proverbs, a book from the Old Testament of the Bible, a time before Jesus was around that Paul would have known by heart. And it says this: one of the quickest ways to destroy our hearts is comparison. If we see a post about how great someone's life is and we allow it to get in our hearts to mess with what we believe about ourselves, we're in danger. That's why we have to get this right. Don't compare your worth with their posts. Don't look at someone else's life or posts, assume that their life is perfect, and conclude that your life is no good because that moment it doesn't look like theirs. It may not be easy, but it starts the very word Solomon used: guard. Set some boundaries for what you see and what you allow your heart to participate in. Guard your heart, guard your Instagram, pay attention to how it affects you, guard your Snap, guard your TikTok, guard your comments, guard who you follow. And guard yourself when you interact with others who make your life feel less. Guard who you spend time with, who constantly complains about their life. In other words, when you find yourself in a situation, whether it's on social media or in real life, where you are more than likely to compare yourself to others, be on guard. So when that happens, ask yourself these questions. What things are fueling how I feel? What are some things I want to do because of how I feel? What or who am I comparing myself to that's bringing up these feelings? You aren't the only one who struggles to compare your life with someone else's. But living a life where you feel less than doesn't have to define how you feel. And it certainly doesn't need to define your worth. Remember, don't compare your worth to their posts. What would it look like if you began to guard your heart when it comes to comparing your life to others? Imagine being able to walk in confidence about who you are. Imagine how different your day would be.